Hello everyone. In this video, we will discuss about services provided by operating system. Okay. Okay. First, we will discuss about types of operating system. That how many types of operating systems are there? We will see today in this video. The first one is batch operating system. This is one of the type of operating systems. In this, what happens means it will not interact with the computer directly. This batch operating system will not interact with the computer directly, means it will not interact with the CPU, central processing unit. There is an operator which takes similar jobs having same requirement and group them into batches. So there will be so many users, and all these users may sometime want the same thing. They wanted to execute the same task, same job, same requirement will be there to these users. So what this batch operating system will do is it will identify the similar jobs, similar tasks which is given by the users, and it will group them into the batches, and then it will send it to central processing unit to process the task. It is the responsibility of operator to sort the jobs with the similar needs. So here the batch operating system will group the similar jobs. See here is the diagram of that. If you observe job 1, job 2, job n, okay, these are the multiple users with similar task, with similar jobs. They wanted to do the same task. Okay, so after identifying these users who wanted to perform the same task on the computer system, that operating system will group that and give it as a batch to the CPU. It will group all the similar jobs, similar tasks given by the users, and it will batch to the CPU. So here users will not interact with the computer system directly, but users first will interact with the batch operating system, where batch operating system makes the batches and sends it to the central processing unit for further processing. This is about batch operating system, the first type of operating system. The second one is time sharing operating systems. So here for every task there will be some time. It will this operating system will give some time to execute for every task by the user. Okay, so that all tasks will run smoothly, they will be executed very smoothly. So each user will get the time of CPU as they use single system. It gives a feel to the user that only single user is doing work in the computer system, because for every user separate time is individual time is given. Hence for user it seems like he is the only one working in the computer system. These systems also known as multitasking systems, because this will perform multitasking but without disturbing the other users working on the same computer system. And the task can be from single user or from different users also. So that is why it is said as multitasking system. And the time that each task gets to execute is called quantum. Every task given by the user will be executed at one point of time, and that one point of time is nothing but quantum. So each and every user will be getting one quantum to execute or to process his task. And after this time interval is over, operating system switches over to the next task, that is next user's process. I will explain with the diagram. The diagram. Unlike batch operating system, here operating system will not group any batches here, but within the operating system, it will take up all the tasks and gives separate quantum, some amount of time to execute the process. So Word, email, web browser, three different users, three different tasks. Okay, so these are sent to the operating system, and here operating system will give the quantum, some amount of time to execute all these three individually. Okay, so there will be no collision while executing the process. So operating system itself gives quantum to every task performed by the user, and that is sent to the central processing unit of the computer system. This is how, without collision, without disturbance to other users, process will be executed. So as operating system itself, in it divides the time to execute the program, users who are working on the operating system will think that only one person is using that computer system. This is the benefit of this the second operating system. Operating system is distributed operating system. So here this type of operating system is a recent advancement. Here what happens, all systems will be interconnected and they communicate with each other using a shared communication network. So without any disturbance, without any problem, all the users which are interconnected to the computer system will communicate with each other, and they also share the network. Independent system possess their own memory unit and CPU. They will be having separate memory and CPU, but still they communicate with each other. And these are referred as loosely coupled systems or distributed system. Here, yes, processor may be differ in size and function, but still it works in an autonomous interconnected computers. And the benefit of working with these type of operating system is it is always possible that one user can access a file or software which are not actually present on his system, but whatever the file is there in another system, that can be grabbed by this person. In this person system there will be no file, but still, as all systems are interconnected to the main CPU, he can take up the file which is not there in his computer but there in another system connected within the network. So this is nothing but remote access. So normally Teamweaver is one of such application where it provides a way to get into the another system and take up to handle that everything. So these are the systems, computer systems, and it will be having only one operating system, where operating system manages all these computer systems connected to it, and the first person can access the file from the third person's computer system because they are connected to the single operating system central processing unit. So this is the main advantage in distributed operating system. Fourth one is network operating system. So these systems runs on a server and provide capability to manage data, users, groups, security, applications and other networking functions. This type of operating system will allow shared access of files like printers, security application. If you see in the offices, there will be only one printer and multiple computer systems will be there, and all the systems will be connected to the single printer. So in whichever the system you take, you give the printer, that printer will be giving you the printout. Though all systems connected to single printer, whatever the in whichever the system you click on print, that file will be ready with the printer. This is this can be done by using network operating system. And one more important aspect of network operating system is users are well aware of the underlying configuration. Okay, they know everything about their network, and it is other thing that they will be having individual connections, but still they know what is into which connection they are configured, and that's why these computers are popularly known as tightly coupled systems. And distributed operating system is a loosely coupled system, whereas network operating system is a tightly coupled system. For that, only one server will be there, multiple clients will be there. Okay, client 3, client 2, client 4, anyone can give the print here. So server will execute that process and gives the printout. Okay, so this is how it works. These are the operating system, type of operating system. And the fifth one is real-time operating system. So this type of operating system serves the real-time systems. That is, the time interval required to process and respond to inputs is very small. This time interval is called response time. Soon after giving the request, it will process, executes and gives back the response. That is why it is called as real-time systems. These are used when there are requirements like missile systems, air traffic control system, robots, etc. So in these things like missile systems, air traffic control systems, robots, in there what happens? Real-time executions will be taking place. Real-time processor will be performed. So here, uh, time is very important. Soon after giving the request, uh, response should come. So this type of fast response is seen in real-time operating systems. This is very much used in uh, these days, very much used because everyone likes to have the fastest response from the computer system. So this is one of the good operating system. Real-time operating system is considered as one of the best operating system type. It will be there. Okay, and a real-time operating system kernel will be there, backspace processor will be there, custom hardware will be there. So these will give fastest response in case of real-time systems. Okay, these are all the types of operating systems. Um, in operating system these are few types which will execute their own, which will be having their own functionalities, their own specifications. Okay, so now it is the user's wish to decide which operating system he wanted to use, and if you want, he can take up all the operating systems in the single computer system. Okay, next topic, services of operating system. So what all the services operating system is providing? It is different from functionalities of operating systems. How operating system functionalities are there, that is different from services provided by operating systems. Okay. Here operating system provides services to both users and also to the programs. It is very important to provide these services by the operating system to the users and programs to use computer system in a efficient way. And this operating system also provides an good environment to execute the programs in an efficient way. Not only this, it also provides users the service to execute the programs in a convenient manner. It gives all type of things to execute programs, to make execution of programs very easy for the user. So user will feel like execution of program is very easy. Processing some task is very easy in computer system. Such type of environment, such type of services will be provided by the operating system. There are few common services provided by an operating system. So if you see this, uh, first one is program execution, IO operations, file system manipulation, communication, error detection, resource allocation, protection. Not only this, there will be one more main service provided by this operating system is user interface of operating system. Okay. In this user interface of operating system, usually operating system comes in three forms. Okay, depending on the interface. They will be having their own subdivided interfaces. Like here we have three interfaces mainly, like command line interface, batch based interface, and graphical user interface. Each will be having its own specification. Like command line interface, it deals with the commands using some text or technique for entering those commands. So in what some operating system will be there, like Unix or Linux or like that. In those, what happens, you need to give the commands, you need to execute the commands. If you want to open a file, you cannot go and click on the file. Okay, if you give the command, then the file will be opened. So such commands have to be given. Here command line interface deals with the text commands, how you enter commands, that will be taken care by command line interface. How you enter the text as a command, that technique is provided by command line interface. And the second one is batch based interface. Batch based interface. Here what happens? The commands and directives are used to manage those commands which are entered into files, and those files will be getting executed. The first one will give the technique to enter the text command. After entering the text command, how file will open? What backend, what type of process will be performed at the backend? That will be taken care by batch based interface. After entering the command, where file is stored, in which directory it is stored, and where how much memory is given to that particular file or directory, and operating system where it has provided the space to that file, everything will be taken care by batch interface, batch based interface, and then files will be executed. And the third one is graphical user interface. So graphical user interface is one of the best thing, because here no need to enter any command. If you want to open any file, then directly by using mouse or keyboard, you can go there to the file. If you are using a mouse, then you can click on the file, so it gets opened. If you are using a keyboard, then you can directly go there and press enter, so that file will be opened. So GUI interface, graphical user interface, provides such service where user can easily open, modify, delete, close the files very easily. So these three are the main interfaces which operating system provide. Okay. So apart from this, the list which I have, which you are watching here, these also services provided by operating system. Okay, so whatever I have explained just now about the user interface of operating system, which will be having three types: command line interface, batch based interface, graphical user interface, is not there in this slide. Please listen to the video properly and note down the point. Okay, and now we will see about these remaining services provided by operating system. The first one is program execution. In this program execution, normally operating system will handle many kinds of activities like user programs to the system programs, like printers, spooler, name servers, file servers, etc. All these services which are used to execute a program. So every operating system which you are using should and must have the capability to load a program into the memory and execute that program. Means whenever you wanted to execute the program, that program have to be first loaded into the main memory, and then only you can execute that program. So operating system should provide such a capability to load your program, the user program, into the main memory and execute the program. And not only this, furthermore, the program must be able to end its execution either normally or abnormally or forcefully. Means whenever you have written a program and you wanted to execute a program, operating system should not leave your task incompletely. It should give some or other response at any cost. Okay. So maybe you have written the wrong program. If you have written the correct program, then you will be getting the right answer after the execution of the program. If suppose you have written the wrong program, then operating system should not end up the process like that. Should not end up the task which you have given simply like that. It has to give some response. So abnormally means it should at least provide any error message, or it should give the wrong answer, like that. It should give something like that, but it should not end up incompletely. Some response have to come from operating system. So these all the things will be performed by the operating system. Program execution, which loads the program into the main memory. It can help to execute the program, handles the program execution, and also provides a mechanism for process synchronization. Means process synchronization means program loaded into the memory, and after that execution taking place and giving the response. So such mechanisms will be provided by operating system. Such synchronization will be there. And also it provides mechanism for process communication. So process communication means task will be moved from one place to another place, like getting into the file and to the directory and to the operating system, main memory, central processing unit, like that. So communication of the process should be necessary, and that service or mechanism will be provided by the operating system. And the last one is it provides a mechanism for deadlock handling. As I told you, if at all you have written a wrong thing, so some message have to be sent from the operating system, so that user will understand whether the written program is the correct one or the wrong one, or what type of problems are there in the program. IO operation. IO operation. Normally, a program which is currently executing may sometime require input-output services. Okay, for efficiency and protection, users cannot directly go to the input-output devices, but the OS will provide a means to do input-output operations. Okay, OS have to provide such service. If you want to do a file is there, you have created the file. Okay, after creating the file, you wanted to take the printout of it, then device drivers have to be installed in the operating system. So then only you can take the printout. If you want to give input, then keyboard or mouse, these are used. So to take up, if I click, it doesn't open, means operating system is not working properly. Operating system is not providing that service. Whenever you click on anything by using mouse, it has to be opened. If it is not opening, means operating system is not providing such services. So here in input output operation, it is the responsibility of operating system to provide all the services, input output services. When you click on it, it should open. When you press enter, it should open. When you want to close it, you can click on that, it should close. When you want to take a printout, then soon after clicking it, you should get a printout. Okay, everything. When you have mounted any pen drive, then it should show the content. All these operations have to be performed, and these operations will work through the operating system. You can read the file, write the file, any file, and it also provides access to the required IO device when required. Whether you wanted to use a printer, whether you wanted to use a scanner, you wanted to give input via keyboard or via mouse, everything, those all things which user wanted to do, All these have to be accepted by operating system, and all these services operating system. And the third one is file system manipulation. File system manipulation means there will be some whenever you created a file, okay, that file is stored either on the main memory, CPU, or secondary storage. Secondary storage in the sense which is movable, portable, like it may be a CD, magnetic tape, magnetic disc, optical disc, or hard disk, or a DVD, like that. Okay, in any of these you can store any file. So programs has to be read and then write them as files and directories. Whenever you wanted to open a file and to create a file, to modify, to read, to write, everything, file handling portion of operating system for all these services given by the operating system only. Some programs will be having permissions, like some if PDF file is there, that is that you can open that file, but you cannot write anything on that, because for writing is denied. Only reading is there. In some files like Word document, you can write up, you can edit, you can close, you can do anything in Word document. So like that, some operations will be denied, and some for some operations operating system will give the free hand. Okay, and each of these medias like CD, DVD, optical disc, hard disk will be having its own properties like speed, capacity, and data transfer rate, data access methods, like that. Okay, and normally file system is organized into directories. This is for easy navigation. So whenever a file is stored, if you put it in a directory, then when you click on any file, it will show the file name, first document, and document is stored in a file, and file is stored in a directory. Everything it will show you. That is nothing but a navigation. Okay, so this is important and easy to use. And these directories may contain files and other directions, services given in file system manipulation. Like programs needs to read a file or write a file. You can read or write. And it also gives the permission to program for operation on file. If you want to modify, then all those services, all those modifications you can do in the file, it will give the such permission. And also this permission is of different types, like read only, read write, like that. Some files will be opened only for reading, and some files will be opened for both reading and writing, like that. And it also provides an interface to the user to create or delete files. So it gives such a permission to create your own file, and if you don't want it, you can delete it. And this operating system also provides an interface to the user to create delete directories also. Like files, here you can create and delete directories even. And operating system also provides an interface to create backup of file system. Sometimes what happen, if you want to delete such any file, okay, sometimes it gets deleted soon after clicking on the delete. And sometimes if you have taken some recycle bin, okay, if you have created a recycle bin, then soon after clicking on delete, the file will be deleted and it will not be visible to you, but it will be stored in the recycle bin. And sometimes from recycle bin also you can delete the files. If you want to take backup, then you can give any file name where all the files will be stored in that backup file, and those files will be visible only in backup file but not anywhere in the computer system. So these are the manipulations you can do on your file which you have created. Such services, such permissions will be given by operating system. This is the service provided by operating system. Communication. So normally processor needs to swap over the information with other process. So there will be so many process. So they have to communicate with each other, and processors which are executing on the same computer system not only on the same but even on the different system also can communicate using operating system support. This is one of the nicest service provided by operating system. Though you are though you are working on different systems, or though you are working in the same system, you can communicate with the support of operating system. This communication between two processes can be done using a shared memory or via message passing. This is one of the best communication service provided by operating system. A processor often require data to be transferred between them. They can transfer the data, and both the processor can be on the one computer or different computers. Communication may be implemented by two methods, either shared memory or by message passing. You can share the memory or just you can pass the file or document. Okay. Yes, error handling. Whenever a file is corrected or anything occurred, any error occurred, then those errors have to be managed properly by operating system. Then only it is said that it will be, you can tell that it is a good operating systems. These errors can occur anytime, anywhere in CPU, in input-output devices, or in file, or in memory, anywhere. Error can occur anytime, anywhere without informing us. So, when error occurs, how it is handled without creating a problem to the user, that is taken care, that is managed by operating system. So how it does this means, operating system will constantly checks for the errors. If it finds any errors, then it will ensure that to take up the error and handle it properly. One is resource management. Here multi-user or multitasking environment will be there, where resources will be having its own main memory, CPU cycles and files. So they will be allocated to each user or job. So here operating system manages all these resources using schedulers. Each and every user will be having their own memory, their own CPU. So they should not be collided, or if you are saving one file here, that file should not be saved in another place. Wherever you wanted to save that file, in that place only it has to be saved. Such type of services will be provided by operating system without any collision disturbance to other users working on the same environment. And it also schedules algorithms which are used for better utilization of CPU, because all the files which you are saving, which you are creating, will be uh, saved into the main memory. Then only programs will be executed, then only process or task which you are given, those will be executed. This is nothing but CPU scheduling. So it provides few algorithms where CPU performance will be increased and provides you response as soon as possible. Protection. So the main thing here for every user is protection. It has to ensure that all the access to the system resources will be controlled and should be in the user's hand, and it should also ensure that all the input output devices which are connected to the computer system should not create any problem to your operating system. Like sometimes when you mount any pen drive or anything, it will not take up, it will not show up. It says that there is some error in that, or it is having some malicious file, so it cannot open it, like that. So such type of protection will be provided by the operating system. And it also provide authentication features for each user by means of password. In your computer system, whenever you wanted to save your file, and when you don't want others to open it, so you can give a password to it, so that no other person will open your file. So operating system will provide such type of authentication feature. So you can do anything to your file. You can create, modify, delete, or you can do anything. Those activities will not be visible to another person. This is how the way you control the your own file or programs, processors or task. Okay, this type of protection authentication will be given by the operating system. This is the also one of the important service provided by the operating system. So these are all the services of operating system. In next classes we will discuss more about operating systems. Thank you.